Good afternoon. Has anyone ever wondered what it means to be faster than a bullet? If you don't know, I will present to your attention an almost fantastic story. It happened on September 21, 1956. Test pilot Thomas Aldrich took off the experimental F-11 Tiger aircraft of Grumman's company. On that day, the pilot was checking the aircraft armament and fired 2 volleys from aircraft cannons. Suddenly, a couple moments later, plane's glass cracked, the engine lost traction, and Aldrich had to crash land the plane. Fortunately, the pilot survived. The probability of what happened was simply amazing. The plane shot itself down with its own shells. The fighter at supersonic at an angle down overtook its own shells. That's how physics and technological progress arranged an incident that is written in the history of aviation, such as the first case when a jet plane shot itself down. Additionally, that the company's next aircraft, namely F-14 Tomcat, also shot itself down in the 70s, so already with rocket. This is the second time the Predator beat itself by the tail. Okay, let's move on to our topic. Here is the plan of my presentation. Firstly, I say about a brief overview of the creation of the engine. Second, we go to engine flaws, after possible ways to solve these flaws, and in the end, we're summing up all information. At the end of 2000s, the aviator of the Russian Federation decided to create a new medium-hull liner, domestic production, MS-21. It was planned to install the Pratt Whitney 1400G engine on it, but the Aviavigatel UAC, United Engine Corporation, which appeared in 2008, proposed to create its own engine as an alternative to imported analogies. In the beginning, everything seemed like an adventure, because the Russian aviation industry was only reviving after the 90s. Despite this, the project was launched. So work on PD-14 began. The engine was constructed by Aviavigatel UK under the leadership of general designer Alexander Inozemtsev. The first prototype appeared in 2012. In 2015, it was tested in the sky on the wing of the Il-76LL Air Laboratory. In 2018, it received a certificate for using the authorities of the Russian Federation. Then it was installed on the AMC-21-310. In December 2020, the aircraft took to the skies and is currently undergoing tests for certification in the United States and the European Union. How are turbofan jet engine? The airflow moves to engine. In it, air moves along to circuits. In the core, the air is compressed, ignited, rotates the turbine, and is thrown out through the nozzle and creating thrust. The bypass duct starts with a large fan, which we can see from outside of plane. The fan spins air through the circuit, creating additional thrust, which increases engine efficiency. So, the turbofan engine lifts the aircraft and works more efficiently from an economic point of view than other jet engines. The advantage of PD-14. First, it's the external circuit and its fan architected. The questions are mainly about three characteristics. The fan of the external circuit is titanium and has a diameter of 1,900 millimeters. The fact is that in the fifth generation engines of competitors, the fans are made of composite materials and larger sizes. Titanium fans are heavier than composites, which leads to a significant weighting of the structure. For example, in Pratt Whitney 1400G engine, the fan blades with a diameter of up to 2060 millimeters are made of composite materials, which increases the volume of incoming airflow and increases the bypass ratio of the engine, so increases its efficiency. For example, the PD-14 have a bypass ratio of 8.5. The greater the value of this parameter, the higher the efficiency of the engine will be achieved, which will give a gain in fuel economy. Competitors have a bypass ratio from 9 to a fantastic 12.8, which is noticeably higher than the Russians. Second problem is the next problem is the problem of all turbofans, large dimensions and weight. Another problem is economic. Production of the PD-14 engine costs about $6 million, when the Pratt Whitney 100G, 1400G, which is better than it's not critically, but still better, which is also planned to be installed on the MC-21, costs $5.4 million. It's due to the imported competitor has already been tested and it's in production, when the Russian one is just being tested. Recommendation for solving problems. To solve the first drawback, there are two solutions: to create your own production of composite materials or import them from abroad countries. Second problem has no solution yet. Turbofan jet engines are still the most efficient and the best for civil and cargo aviation, despite their design flaws. Work is underway to find a new effective replacement for this type of engines. To solve the third problem, a radical modernization of the entire aircraft industry is needed. We all know the rule of the market: the more and faster good is produced, the lower its cost of production will be, and will eventually lead to a decrease in the price of the product. The same thing works in the aviation industry. Also, PD-14 is ready for production, but the industry itself isn't ready for its production yet. At the moment, the industry is modernized to increase the quantity of products and improve the quality. This aircraft engine has become the whole driving force of the entire aviation industry of Russia. Thanks to its development, it was possible to identify the problems of the entire production: modernization of factories, technology, and training of specialists. All of this result of preparing for producing PD-14. Let's finish this presentation with one quote. Unfortunately, it's not known who invented it. To build one plane a year, it's not aircraft construction, it's childbirth.